Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. How is everyone doing this evening? I hope tonight finds you well wherever you are, and thank you for tuning in and listening on A1R Psychic Radio. So I don't know about you, but things have been crazy, and I have been like a squirrel focusing on shiny things. I can't keep my attention anywhere, doing anything. So it's been really crazy. Really feeling kind of discombobulated. And I think it's because everything going on in the universe. We had a new moon. We just got through with a new moon. We have some meteor. We have some things going out and literally in the universe, some meteor showers and different things that is just keeping me all over the board. It's been a very interesting week. However, I'm really excited to be here tonight. And I had a really interesting conversation. So this week we had a meeting. We always have a Monday morning meeting at my workplace. And we usually pick just some random topic. My boss calls it an icebreaker. So rather than doing a typical icebreaker, it's just to get people talking about, maybe what they did for the weekend, and there's all different topics that we talk about. But he did something a little bit different this week, and it really resonated with me. And I just thought I would share this with you because I think it was just a really great topic. It really hit home with what we are dealing with right now in this time. And it's, what have I learned since this whole new realm of life started with COVID-19? We're working from home, we're social distancing, we're doing everything online rather than going out and minimizing contact with people. So what is it that I have learned during this process? So I wrote down some of the things that my coworkers said because I thought they all had some really fantastic things that they learned about. And I know that as I read this off to you guys, it's going to resonate with you guys as well. The number one thing, family is everything, right? And that is so true right now. Family is really our most important. Health, having good health is something to count your blessings on right now. Don't sweat the small stuff. Yeah, you realize what is really important in your life, and you just kind of push away all those other things that really that you really don't need to worry so much about. Being mindful about how we spend our money, using our resources, and expanding our energy. All really good things, right? We're slowing things down. Our burnout level is probably a lot less right now, and maybe we're getting burned out in different ways. But you're looking at how you're spending your money. Everybody is on a really tight budget. Companies are furloughing and laying off, and families have extra expenditures with maybe healthcare right now too. So looking at how you're spending your money and how you're using those resources, right? Slowing down in general, just slowing everything down, and really taking advantage of being home, being with family, that type of thing. Gratitude. Writing in a gratitude journal daily to keep your spirits high, to keep you in the positive with all the chaos going on. Really, really important. Also, what can I live without? Again, during these times, what can you live without that you thought before you absolutely had to have? It was like a non-negotiable in your life, right? I can tell you one thing I can't live without. I can't live without my hairstylist because I desperately need a haircut. And I'm sure many of you do too. Taking the time to understand our common sense and turning that from fear to love. What does that mean? That means stopping and taking a look at what you're doing, what you're buying, making sure you're not hoarding all the toilet paper, things like that. The common sense things that sometimes leave us when we're kind of in this fight or flight mode. So taking all those things into consideration. So, it's been really interesting. I posted something on both my Facebook pages, Julie YeagerWalker Medium and Your Time to Shine. And if you're listening in tonight, I would love to know from you, what is it that you have learned through this experience? Because the things that we're learning right now, we're going to take with us. I mean, this new norm, this new way of living, I don't think is really going to change that much when we go back and not worrying about social distancing, and manufacturers are up and running and people are going back to work. There's still going to be some changes of what we're dealing with right now. So what is it that you have learned that you can take with you into this next phase, whatever that is going to look like? Because right now, nobody knows what that is going to look like. You don't even know what tomorrow is going to look like. So here's one of mine: staying in the moment, right? For me, being a planner, it's really hard because I'm always looking into the future. I'm always looking at what I'm going to be doing, or planning, or making sure things turn out just right. And so that's been a big thing for me to adjust to, is right now you can't really look too far ahead in the future because it's going to change. So all you can do is focus in on the moment and live your life in the moment. And I think for me, that's been one of the biggest things, besides realizing how important family is, and family time. And I think you've heard me mention on past shows that right now we are really focusing in on sitting down at the dinner table together as a family. Today, my daughter and I sat down and had lunch together at the table, and discussed things that were going on with her and school and this and that. And so it's having those times, right? Having those times, slowing it down, taking those moments of time, because they are so, so very precious. So hit me up on Facebook. Let me know what it is that you have learned throughout this process. With that, we are going to go to the phone lines. Right now, we have Heidi in New Hampshire. Good evening, Heidi, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. What can we do for you this evening?
I was having questions about relationships, and I was just curious if there was anything you could tell me about that.
Okay, perfect. Let me take a couple of seconds here and tune in to see what your loved ones have to say about relationships, and I'll be right back. There will be a little bit of silence, but I'll be right back with you, okay?
Yep.
So I'm getting that this is a very new. So I am seeing this relationship as you and a partner, you and a couple, as a couple, and the relationship is very new, it's very fresh. There's lots of things the two of you are trying to navigate right now, beyond like the outside world influences. it's, hang on just a minute. It's okay. So they're showing me that it's a very caring, very loving relationship that you guys have. Like I said, that you are struggling with a few things. But I think that's because you guys are trying to understand your your backgrounds and your history, maybe, and trying to kind of navigate that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so how long have you been in this relationship? Has it been like 2, 3 months, maybe?
Yeah, about 2.5 months.
Okay. Okay. Um, so I'm being shown that this is going to be a long-term relationship for you. Um, it's going to be a very nurturing relationship, one that you may not have experienced in the past, but you're already seeing signs of that. But they're showing me that you're hesitant because of maybe past relationships. And
Yeah.
they're wanting you to know that this is a discovery phase. Um, does his name start with an M? Is it Michael or
No.
no? Okay, okay. I'm just getting Michael. But the two of you are in this discovery phase, so to speak, and um, they're they want you to know that. Sorry, I'm trying to get them to slow down. It's coming in pretty quickly. Um, they want you to know that you need to keep your mind open to what's going on. Because I almost feel like you're kind of contracting and shrinking in a little bit as this relationship moves on. Like you're kind of in that almost apprehension, fear-based mode of, I really don't know what's going to happen and something doesn't feel right. And what you're feeling is what you have felt in past relationships. And they're saying that's not what this relationship is about. It's a growing period for both of you to experience life and to experience what a good relationship is supposed to be about.
I understand that. Can I ask, because you said that they're talking, can I ask, like, do you know who's, like, showing up for me?
Oh, who is showing up for you? Did you say?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me tune in here. Sometimes, information just comes to me, and I'm not really aware of who's coming through. So let me find out who that is. Just a minute. I do get that it is a female presence. I am getting that it is your aunt. You guys had a really strong, connection, didn't you?
I did with my grandmother.
Or your grandmother. Do you have an aunt that passed away?
No.
No. Okay. Um, she's showing me as kind of like a younger version, which sometimes they don't always show up as like, the older grandmother or whatever. I'm being shown that this person is a lot younger in age, and so that's why I was going to aunt. But you guys had a very strong bond. Um, I can sense that bond and feel that bond. Um, She hasn't been gone for very long, has she?
Mm-hmm. About
Yeah.
10 years.
Okay.
But she's the most recent person who died in my life.
Yeah. She's saying, follow your heart. Your heart is never going to tell you wrong. Your heart is never going to steer you wrong. It's your conscious mind that is getting in the way. She said, so you need to sit and settle in your heart to know what's right for you. She's blowing little kisses. She's very sweet.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. A very beautiful soul. Well, Heidi, is there anything else that I can answer for you tonight?
No, that was it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
I appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Next, we have Aubree in Columbus, Georgia. Good evening, Aubree, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hi, thank you.
How are you this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. What
Good.
can we do
No
for you
problem.
tonight?
Well, I just have a few questions regarding a recent relationship, well, breakup
Okay.
per se.
Okay. Okay. Are you okay? So let me tune in to what your loved ones have to say, and there'll be a
Okay.
little bit of silence, but I'll be right back. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Aubree. This was a really tough relationship, wasn't it?
Yes.
Um, I get the sense and the feeling that there was a lot of verbal abuse in this relationship. I'm not getting the feeling that there's like any physical type of abuse, but there's there were verbal abuses, kind of cutting you down and making you less than. You're not the one that walked away from the relationship, though, were you?
No.
Yeah. So your loved ones want you to know that even though this was kind of a devastating event for you, it was really time for this relationship to be over. It was getting to a point that it was inflicting way too much harm on you and your personal psyche, and you were starting to doubt yourself. You were starting to feel like you were the one to blame, and you were taking that responsibility on as your own, when it wasn't your responsibility to take on. It really is completely on the part of the other person. And I feel, I feel how you felt, that devastation, that heartbreak, the what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? And I'm here to tell you, your loved ones are here to tell you, there was nothing that you did wrong. There was really nothing that you did wrong. And it was so time for that relationship to end. Your loved ones are saying that there is something for you to learn about this relationship. One thing they're showing me is that they're showing me that the next relationship you have is going to be so different than this one. And it's going to be the way a real relationship should work. It's going to be an inner working of two of you together working things out. It's going to be a much easier, loving relationship. And they say, and then when that shows up, don't discard it. Don't get frightened off by it, is what they're saying, because of this past relationship. But they're asking you to sit down with a pen and paper and write down your thoughts about this, because there's still a lot of anger with this, right? So what they're showing me is, if you can write a letter to your ex, write everything down. I mean, it can be just whatever comes to mind. Let the anger flow through the pen onto the paper. Okay? Get it all out. Cry, scream, whatever it is that you have to do, write it out. And then take that paper and put it in a dish, or if you're in a state that that you can get outside and not have snow or tornadoes or something going through, if you can go outside and take it in a bowl and then burn it in a ceremonial burn, and then just thank it as you are seeing it burn. Thank it and say, thank you for showing up, thank you for the release, and then let it go. Just getting that out onto paper is going to help you start the healing process. And then once you've done that, you're going to be able to look onto what it is that you learned from the relationship, the good things, right, that you can take with you into the next one, and the ones that aren't so nice, and leave those behind. Leave them at the door, thank them, and bless them, and say thank you for showing up, and then leave them there.
Okay.
Now, doing a ceremonial burn and all of this, it's going to take some time for you to heal. I don't want you to think that you do this practice and that it's going to go away. It's going to take a little bit of time. So you can do this quite often. Write your thoughts on paper, and then you can shred them, you can rip them up. Whatever it is, you just need to get rid of it. You can't hold on to that piece of paper. You have to get rid of it physically. Okay. But it's a really great therapeutic healing. And it's going to help you. If you can start releasing that, it's going to start bringing that other relationship closer to you, the more you can release. Okay. I'm sorry, that was a lot. It just kept coming and coming. So I hope I didn't overwhelm you with that.
No, thank you so much.
Okay. Did you have some other questions around this, or another question I can answer for you?
No, that was it. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling in, and take care of yourself and do the ceremonial burn. It's going to be a really great thing for you.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Okay. Have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Wow, some great stuff tonight. Thank you all so much. So I encourage you to go over to my Facebook page and tell me what it is that you have learned through this entire thing that we're going to, this new norm, that somehow we're going to come through on the other side. Because believe me, this can't last forever, and we will come out on the other end a little bit stronger, a little wiser from it as well. So remember to, for those people who have family that they are living with right now, and who have that ability, give your family a hug. Tell them how much they mean to you, and bless your health. Bless the food that's on the table that you're bringing in every night, and be in gratitude, because that's the biggest thing that we can all do right now, is just be in complete gratitude and if we can all take that gratitude and turn it into love rather than fear, that's what's going to change our world. That is what is going to help. Be the light. Be the person that somebody else needs in their life. Be that support, that love, that ear somebody needs to just talk it out. Be all those things. And with that, we can lift the world up. So thank you so very much for tuning in tonight. It was such an honor to be here with you. You can reach me at my Facebook page at Julie YeagerWalker Medium, or Your Time to Shine. I also have a few more openings left for the end of April. If you want a personal one-on-one reading with me this evening, get a hold of me on my website at www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. Everybody have a fantastic week, and I will see you again next Thursday.